Hey friends, welcome back to Basswood Carving. All right, we're going to do another ornament. This is a pretty cool one. I got a little pattern here. It'll be up in the basswoodcarving.com site under patterns, so just look for it there. This one we're going to call Clinton Santa. This is a little carving that we do for our kids' ornaments program, and I did a couple of them already, so I thought I'd do one for a video. So yeah, let's get started on it. This is Clinton Santa. All right, so first thing we're gonna do is I got the pattern glued on here, and I cut it out with my new little motor saw. That thing is cool. I encourage you guys, if you don't have a bandsaw, check that out, especially if you don't have a lot of room to cut one out. You'll see me cutting a few things out on it. So yeah, it's a pretty cool little tool. So first we're just going to come across here and get this ball started. Take that off of there. Now, this is a good way to like work from a pattern, is put your pattern on there and just start marking things out with your pattern. Like right here is going to be the top of my hat, or the fuzz of my hat. I never know what to call that. The you know, the fuzzy part there. All right, so we'll start right there. And this one's kind of unique because you can do a couple different things with it. And one thing you can do is oh, I guess I better. One thing you can do is, like, this one has a little heart in the beard right there, so you could carve that little heart in. I didn't do it on this one, but I don't know. We'll see how time's going. We might cut one in on there. But basically, I just want to give you an idea of another little quick, fun little ornament you can do. And I started with a piece of basswood that is, obviously you see me, I got some bunch of strips cut. And this one is going to be about 5.5. And it's going to be 2 inches wide. I think all my strips I cut were 2 inches wide. For all these ornaments, I just cut a bunch of strips. So if you want to just if you don't have something to cut out the pattern with, you can always just carve right down to the lines. Use your pattern and carve right down to the lines. But we'll get this marked in. We'll start working on this hat. He's got kind of a quirky looking hat here, and I think this piece of wood is actually a 1/2 inch thick. I had a few of them that were a little skinnier. Yeah, this one's a 1/2 inch. Like, this one was a little skinnier. One of the fellows in our carving club, he cut out a bunch and glued up all the patterns for us and everything, just to kind of speed things up. So some of them were a little thin. This one's going to be a little thicker, but we'll just go ahead here and take off all of our hard edges and start shaping this hat down a little bit. But this is a fun little project. I try to give you guys fun little carvings to do. You know, something to just sit around mindlessly and carve. I'm actually working on a bunch of Christmas stuff. I got some trees to do, some of the spiral trees. If you haven't checked that video out, check that out. That's a fun project you can do, just sitting there watching TV. And I'm trying a couple different new camera angles. Shout out to my friend Danny Harris Arts. He turned me on to the GoPro app. And now I've got a monitor for both of my cameras. I'm using my phone on one to monitor so I can see. Hopefully it'll help me keep in the picture a little better. But my GoPro has been acting crazy. And I think my batteries are just used way too much. Too many years. And I bought some off-brand batteries, and they just don't last as long as the original battery. But it's kind of crazy. They're lithium batteries, so they get extremely hot when I'm running off a battery. But he showed me how to get set up to where I can run off of a power bank and not have to use my batteries. I did a couple Krusty Cranks videos and it seemed to work pretty good. But I don't know, I have older stuff. I have an older iPad, an older phone, an older GoPros, so I don't have all the latest and greatest. So I just try to work with what I got and try to make sure I give you guys good quality, somewhat good quality videos and good camera angles. Sometimes I get out of the camera because I'm trying to be up close, and then I stretch out or move my arms, and next thing you know, I'm out of the camera. But yeah, this is a fun season for carvers. But you know, you don't always have to wait till Christmas to do your Christmas carvings. They're good beginner projects anyway, just to play around with and get your skills up. Got a couple projects I'll probably do after the new year, some skill building videos. A couple projects I did when I first started carving that some teachers gave to me, carving teachers, and I thought we would next year try to focus on different skill building things. Get a little more in-depth for you guys that have been following me. I know you probably watch all the carvers and stuff, and I'm going to try to get some things that other guys don't do, but at the same time have some things in there that beginners can build their skills with. And these little projects, especially the next one I'm doing, I think you guys are going to like it. It's another little Christmas carving. But there's a couple of different ways you can carve it, and I'm going to show you. I sometimes try, like with when I do different patterns, is always try to make them a little different and give you different ideas you can do with them. So this one might end up being a little fatter, which is fine, because some of those were so thin it was hard for me to get a hole in them for a hook hanger without breaking them off. And these I did with a 1/2 inch, so should be a little better. Alright, let's see, let's take this guy down some more. They're pretty easy. We really don't have to do a lot to them, which makes them fun. And like I said in the other video, the last video, if you're looking to sell some of your carving stuff, these little things, these little ornament things, little Santas, all of that stuff sells good if you're in the right place. If you go to the right shows and the right craft events and stuff. Alright, I kind of like that one. right there. I would rather have a nice big fuzzy ball on top there. And then I'll probably take this down a little more lower once I get the hat going. All right, so the hat comes like kind of, he's got some crazy hair. This Santa's got some crazy hair. So let's come right across here. And these patterns are really dark, so if you do download them, I apologize, but these patterns have been around for a long time. I believe Clinton was one of our carvers at our club who came up with this pattern. And I think he's since passed away. So keep his little pattern alive here. It's a pretty cool little pattern. Somebody did one with the heart on it, and it looks really cool. So we might do the heart. I don't know. All right, so we're just gonna round these down. Start rounding this off. And as I was saying before, if you want to carve the back, go ahead and carve the back. You know, you could do the same image on the back, just do it in reverse of whatever you're doing. If you want a two-sided ornament, you can flip it over and do both sides. But you do want to take off these edges back here if you're only doing a front side, and that just makes it look better. You see, it's not so flat. It kind of looks like it has some depth to it. Let me get my other knife here and take this flat edges off. Okay, let's mark the nose. Let's see, on this guy we didn't do no eyes either. All these Christmas ones I haven't been doing any eyes, because I kind of like the cheeks and the little hidden eyes for these Christmas carvings. I mean, that's just kind of like what I like to do anyway. So let's mark his mustache in, kind of rough it in a little bit here so we know where it's at. And his hair right here. And right here. Okay. I can take that off of there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this off because we don't need this on there anymore. It was really pretty much just to show you guys what we're working for. Let's go ahead and We'll just freehand the rest of this. More fun that way anyway. Alright, we know where the mustache is. Let's draw a little mustache in there. And like I said, he's got some wild hair, so this is going to be his hair right here on these sides. So let's come down about right here and put a little mark for the nose. And this is going to be where his little hat sits. So we got this kind of space right here. Yeah, it looks a little off center. We'll start off with something like that. Okay, so his nose. Let's take it over this way. About center. About right there. Center that up. And this will be a little lip down here. And we'll have a little cliff. A little cliff right here. Yeah. I think that'll work. Alright. Well, let's see. Always start bigger. Okay, I'm just gonna leave a little lip right here. Alright, let's take this down. tidy in here. Here's the dry with the furnace running. Alright, let's take all these edges down a little bit. We'll swoop in. Finish all these up with the V-tool. Make them look nice. And a little deeper notch right here. Okay, let's get our nose in. Something's going on out there. Probably the Amazon guy. Face is looking jacked up at the moment. I'm going to fix it. Right in there. Okay, got his cheeks in there now. Mustache is a little high on this side. Take that little chip out right there. Okay, let's see. See if I can work on this mustache for a minute. There we go. We're getting there. He's starting to take a little shape. That's what's fun about these, is just sitting here and taking out little pieces until you get what you like. Everybody has this misconception that you got to take everything out in one cut, and you don't. At least that's what some of the guys that I'm training with tell me. Just like take pieces out a little bit at a time until you get what you like, and then you don't have to start all over. Sometimes working with little things is even harder than working with big things, because you just gotta be so careful not to break something off or cut something off. And I know a lot of carvers will tell you go deeper, cut deeper. But that don't necessarily mean, I think, at least in my opinion, that you have to do it all in one cut. It always looks rough in the beginning, especially for us new carvers. Like I've said in the past, sometimes I just like to sit there and piddle away with it and just keep doing little things till I get what I like. All right, let's see. Kind of got him pretty well roughed in. And this is supposed to have a little bit of a flat, plain look to it, so it's not like everything's all polished and smooth. Take this hair back a little more so that mustache will stand out a little bit more. Especially these little lips. A little lip like that. It's easy to knock that thing off in like one cut if you're not careful. And I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to do it. All right. See, this piece here was kind of a tough piece because it was breaking away. But he's in there. He's looking okay. All right, let me take a little bit more of this down. I want to take this down a little more. So it's got a little bit more of a rolling shape to it. Yeah. All right, I'm going to show you how I did the beard. Obviously, you know how already if you've been watching the videos. I'm going to take this little V tool, and we're just going to work our way around this beard. I gotta go this way because of the way the grain's tearing. Blood, but I don't know where. It's not coming from my hand, I don't think. Huh. Alright, I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do all of this, but that's basically what I'm going to do, is go around this beard and get all this laid in with the V tool. Don't forget your ends. Do your ends. Round these backs off a little bit. So pretty much once I cut the mustache in right here, I started shaping the cheeks. Squeezed the nose in there. Shaped the nose a little bit. It's a pretty simple carve, really. I'll texture the mustache. You can make your texture go with the curve of the mustache, or you can make it come down and out. That way, we'll see. I'll probably make it more curved up along the path of the mustache. But yeah, that's pretty much Clinton Snowman. Up here, we'll set this down a little bit. Pattern again will be in the basswoodcarving.com. Under patterns, look in the menu bar and you'll see patterns. And I'll put that up in there. Up here on this, I'll use the little U-gouge. Probably use the bigger U-gouge. Since this one's a little bigger, and give it some big divots in there. And I'll shape up the mustache with some texture, put some texture up here in the hair, and I'll do all that, and I'll bring you back and show you the finished piece. And yeah, I've already got the painting video. I did a painting video with this one, so we'll have a little painting video for it. And then we'll be doing the next Christmas guy, little Christmas ornament. All right, so I'll bring you back on this one, show you the finished piece after I got it all textured up, and that'll be a wrap for this video. All right, I'll bring you back. So just going around cleaning the face up a little bit. Got the lip, a little bit of it chipped off right there. I was afraid that was going to happen, but I think I can live with it. Okay, so next, got all the V-tool work done on all the edges. As you can see, well, got a little bit to do right there. See this? This is where you got to be careful. It will chip on you. And then when you do it, go all the way off the edge and kind of get that edge a little bit. It kind of gives it more of a finished look when you're doing that. So anyway, got all that cleaned up. On the face, I know I didn't talk too much about the face, but basically just cut little triangles, little triangle cuts in and out. I mean, you guys have seen us do that before. Little triangle cuts, and get it to where you want it, you know, however deep you want it to go. And the thing about these little faces is it kind of gives you the illusion that there is an eye in there. It's way back in there. So, you know, cut those to your liking. I usually mess with them, cut them a little deeper, you know, till I get exactly what I'm liking. But basically just cut these little triangles here and here, and then come back across the top here and take a little chip out. And from a distance, and even after it's painted, you know, it kind of gives it that illusion that there's eyes in there. That's kind of why I like these faces, just for little caricature type things, you know. So yeah, that's it. I got the V-tool, went this way with it, and I opened this up a little bit right here on the mouth. Sometimes a lot of these things are just easier for me to do up close, off camera. Or not really off camera, but just up close, and where it's hard to get a good view on the camera without taking it out of view. But just go around and clean up your face. And I like the little flat plane looks on it. So, you know, I don't think you got to get it perfectly smooth. Just get the little planes out on there and, you know, cut it deeper. You could probably cut a little deeper. Little triangle right here. Just all these little spots right here, around here, will give your face a little more structure. Okay? So last thing we got to do, well, two things. One, a little U tool, and just pop little chips out all the way around. And these are the little time-consuming things that I can sit there and watch TV and do. You can too. So, yeah, just go ahead and go around it. Pop all these little chips. And you can vary different tools for this. I like the little U tool because it gives it that kind of that fuzzy look after it's painted. Kind of like this guy here. Gives it that rough, fuzzy look. All right, so last thing is the dimples in the hat. All right, so I picked a big one this time because normally I do a little one. But I got a big one here. I don't know what size it is. I never know what size these things are. But I got a big one, and I'm going to take and just pop around just like the little texture tool, and put these little dimples in there. Push in and lift up, and just take little scoops out. Change your path, change your direction. These are the little things that when you're making something like this, or doing a cowboy or something, it's like all these little details is what's for me, that's the fun part about it, because that's when it starts coming alive, you know. Like I said earlier, especially if you're a beginner, don't get all freaked out if it looks rough. I never do. Mine always looks rough starting off, because I like to go in and just play around and clean things up and get little chips off. And I usually never sand it clear, get it like smoothed out with sandpaper or nothing, because that's kind of like a no-no in the wood carving world, is sandpaper. But I will show you a little tool here in just a second that I found that does help, like, just clean out the little spots in the corners and stuff if it's kind of looking fuzzy, because maybe your knife's dull, or maybe you made too many cuts. Sometimes I get it when I want to cut a little deeper, you get little fuzzies down in there, and I've never seen a wood carver that doesn't get them. They might tell you they do, but they don't. But trust me, everybody gets them. It's really about the texture of the wood too. Sometimes you get a piece that carves real nice, smooth, or a certain area that's real nice, and then you move over to the other side of it, or go the different direction, and next thing you know, it's like fuzzing all up on you. Like right here in this spot, you can see it didn't come out like the rest of them, so you just go back over it. But there's her little dimples in her hat, and I'll look at this thing probably 100 times before I actually put the paint on it. But let me show you these little. I found these little sticks at Hobby Lobby, and I've got all a bunch of grits. I think this one is like let's see what it is. This one's a 240 medium grit, and it's got a little point on it. So sometimes you can just take this and just rub that in there a little bit. So you're not really sanding it per se. It's like every time I start a video, the dogs start going crazy. But you're not really sanding it per se. You're just kind of cleaning them little fuzzy areas out down in there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I think a pack of them was like $7. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sticks, 8 sticks in there, and I've got 4 or 5 different grits. So yeah, you can go in like all these little spots right here, and you're not technically sanding it, but you can clean that out as much as you want down in these little cracks and crevices where you start getting deep and it starts getting a little fuzzy. Some guys at the club have these little rechargeable Dremel things. One of the guys was showing me one he bought. It just goes in there and just kind of cleans out those. Even if you're just dragging it, sometimes it'll just pull it right out of there. Like a little chip that's down in there. It's barely hanging on. So, yeah, that's it. That's Clinton Santa. And I'll get him all finished, painted up. I'm sure you've probably seen it in the seen him in the thumbnail. But there again, you do your directions of your beards. You know, just follow the flow. And it turns out to be kind of a cool little ornament when you're done. All right, this one's a little thicker, got a little different shape to it, but hey, I like it, and the wife will like it, I know, as soon as I paint it up. Yeah, so I'll show you how to paint it. There's a little short video, it's about 6-8 minutes long, I think, on how to paint this little guy. It's a really easy paint. Kind of experimenting, getting better at the washed look. But yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell so you get notified when we put up our next video. Stay tuned, I got a couple more before Christmas for you. Fun little ornament projects that you can do, and short little things you can do off some little thin scraps of wood. Alright, so I appreciate everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.